Shall we play a game?
Hey, I'm meant to be live. All right, we are playing. I've just got to finish. That'll do. It'll work in a moment. Just got to finish setting up. Hopefully, we've got sound. I think we do. Ooh, maybe we don't. And maybe we haven't actually gone live. Have we gone live? I don't think we've gone live. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the wrong stream. Okay, now I'm on the right stream. I started the wrong stream. It's all right. You guys can see me. I think you guys can hear me. Let's see. Is Railroader doing sounds? Yes, Railroader's doing sounds. Good. I was watching the wrong one. I was watching the wrong console. Anyway, we're on day 2 of Railroader. I am hello Ryan King, hello that train guy, hello Dave Randall. And what do we have to do? We've just gone to day 2. We've just woken up. Actually, let's check this out. Did it get fixed? 89%. Oh, we can probably use that today. What about this one? 100%. Ooh, well, it's nice to my locomotive yesterday. What do we have to do? So apparently, Whittier arrival. Shortly after 6 a.m., that's now, you'll see the East Whittier interchange has been served. Let's go have a look. Yes, it has. So we've got some things to do. Did our coal hopper get filled up? Yes, it did. Excellent. Equipment operations, I think. It was issued 5 minutes ago. Yes, well, we need to take that over to the coal hopper, so let's do that first. Hello, Rail of Illinois. Welcome to another day of Railroader. Actually, you know what? We're just going to drive this in from the outside. Select. Follow. Do I really want to follow it? Probably not. Anyway, let's just do this. Now, why don't I have my little HUD thing? Didn't I say I wanted to select it? I did. Alright. I don't have a little HUD thing today. Maybe the overnight update broke it. Who knows? Alright. Let's get in here. We know what we need to do. So let's get cracking. Do my keys work? I'm going to have to use them. No, my keys don't work. Why don't my keys work? Did I... Oh, you know what I did? You know what I did? What a donkey. That's okay. We want to go forwards. Cocks are already open. Not that you'd really let the whistle off in the shed like that. You'd do more like this. That train guy says, hello, welcome back to another video, and today we're playing Railroader. Yes, we are. What is Railroader? It's a new game. It's been out for a couple of days now. Now, I kind of think we'll have to push that... OBS just told me it's disconnecting and it has reconnected. Hopefully that doesn't kill the stream. Alright, now I need to think about this a little bit. What are we actually going to do down there? I think... Let's go have a look. I think what we should probably do, because we're going to need to... We need to get all of these onto the front of that carriage anyway. And we need to get that up the front. So... And we're going to have to push that. So I think we'll push it with all the carriages. What do you reckon? I reckon we'll do that. Why not? So I actually put that back the way it was. But what I will do is change this one so we don't crash into my own carriages. Right. Off we go then. Reverse. Brakes off. This reminds me of playing trains. It really does. You can drive it from the controls in the cab, but you have to be there. St. Nicholas Day, huh? That train guy? Well, fair enough. I'll close the cocks by now. They sound and look nice when they're doing their low-speed chat. Did I just screw that up? Boo. Boo. Right then. No one saw a damn thing. Watch it from the weeds. Come on, lift the camera up. So how are you guys today? You having fun? Has anybody actually got the game? And please note, I paid for it just like you will. Is it worth it right now? Depends what you want out of it, I suppose. It's missing a lot of stuff, but it's fun. It does some weird things, but I will reiterate, it's fun. Follow. No, Patriotal 61, that was not a shed I was heading for. You didn't see a thing, you're right. No one saw anything. Rails of Illinois doesn't have this game. That's not surprising, because it actually does have diesels. Oh, that transition to the full speed running. Not a fan. But that's okay. Hey, I could have come out of the back of the shed. Oh, no, I can't. The siding's there. Alright, I won't do that. Better hope it misses that coal car. Yes! So I'm trying to be vaguely operationally focused about this. Although I haven't put those cars in the right order or anything, but I want to get them up the front because I want to put the passenger car on the back. So we might actually do that now, you know. Why not? Why not? Alright, we can stop there, and I can change these points. And we can go into forwards. And off goes Tugger the tugboat. So we'll go and get our little caboose and our passenger car. I think my man's lantern might be on. Something weird going on down there from a light perspective. It got a bit of an update this morning. I don't really know what they updated yet. It's your birthday, Ryan. Oh, fantastic. Happy birthday. And 40, that's a big one. I'm fast approaching the, not the big one after 40, but the big one after that. I'm not very far off that. Not that I really like that idea. Bang. Alright, independent brake on. Let's go and do the coupling up. I need to unfollow, don't I? Alright. No, not like that. Not like that. Come on. Come on. You. Oh, it's so bloody twitchy. I'm not a fan of the cameras. Not a fan. Do I have to just get up and go out there and do it? I think so. I think it's going to mess with... Oh, come on, you. No, off the chair. Right, off the chair. There we go. There we go. Is my lantern on? Maybe that's what's going on. Aha! My lantern was on. Okay. Alright. Now, looks like they coupled up okay, so let's connect up the glad hands and give the air somewhere to go. We'll come over here and open up the chocomotive one. Come on, bit more. There we go. And release the handbrake. Light some lanterns. And we'll come up here. That one should still be connected. It is. And we release this handbrake. Alright then. Indie brake off. Reverse. Away we go. See you later, carriage. We'll ignore the fact that I'm not in the train anymore, because it doesn't seem to matter. Come on, pump it up. Get out of here. Go on. I've got a handbrake on, have I? Turn one of those on, maybe. Car. Handbrake's released. What's going on there? Why is it struggling so hard? How about this one? Aha. There we go. Bad train simulator driver. You saw me take that brake off. That train guy says he doesn't have it because it costs way too much. I didn't think it was that expensive. It was about 44 Australian dollars, I think, from memory. Leave that siding the way it is, I think, because we have to get everything out of this other one over here anyway, so we'll just leave that one. And let's follow this down here. Let's make sure these points are set. We don't have any signals or anything to worry about yet, because it's only us. But you do need to set your points, because if you don't, it chucks you in the dirt. That's a bit boring. There we go, just in time. Lovely morning sunlight. Why do diesel locomotives carry less fuel than a steam locomotive's tender? Because they are more efficient. Hello, Blue Games. Welcome. How are you? Blue Games and I keep talking about getting into a multiplayer mission for this. And I think we should. I think it'll be a lot of fun. His game's a lot more progressed than mine, so we'll probably use his, I would think. That might be a little earlier. I might have just cleared those points, maybe. Let's go have a look. Did I clear them? No. Off you go. Go on, get out of the way. If you don't follow Blue Games, he's one of the nicest people on the internet, and I suggest you give him a look and see what you think. If he fits the way you like to see games, then give him a crack. Alright, let's go up here. He also has the most soothing gameplay. Because it doesn't matter what's going wrong, he's happy. Probably don't want to push our luck in getting too fast here. You've seen his Sherman Hill video, Rails of Illinois. That's good. And the answer to why do diesel locomotives carry less fuel, Rails of Illinois, is they're a lot more efficient. And a modern diesel locomotive, it actually may not carry less fuel, it's just less space. Because diesel is a lot more energy per ton than coal. Oh, I think the game's okay. It's certainly got some places to go. But I think it achieves the most important thing in that it's fun. I'd love a few things to be different. I've made some suggestions on their Discord. The rest is up to them. Nice little safety almost stop. Good enough, we say. Come on, finish the couple up. Kerplunk. Yes, the Discord of Railroader is I don't think we're actually coupled. You know that. Let's give it a stretch. I don't think we are. Don't think I yanked them hard enough. No, they didn't hit hard enough. All right. Stop on the indie. Let's hit it properly. That's better. All right, now we can hook up the glad hands. So it's got some aspects like a full-on simulator, like having to open angle cocks and things like that. I like that quite a bit. Now, at least one of these will have its handbrake on. Wooden boxcar, it's released. What's in this one? What do we have to do with it? We have to take it to the Ella Farm Supply. Okay. And you'll notice they're going to pay me $66. What a whopper. And this one has to also go to Ella Farm Supply and another $66. And its handbrake is also released. Now, at least one of these handbrakes should be on. Ooh, tank car. Holyfield heating oil. Okay. They're going to give me $65. They're cheap. And its handbrake is on. That should be the last. No, there's another one. Where are you going? There's nothing in you. Where are you going, though? Holyfield heating oil. So you're going there too. Oh, hang on. No, you know what? I didn't. I accidentally opened the door instead of doing that. So you're going to Stenzel. And you haven't got any cargo in there yet. So that's one of the things that's not done yet. You don't see a lot of cargo in the cars. You don't see a lot of passenger action. It's happening, but you don't see it. And is this one, handbrake is applied. So we're going to push him up and get onto our coal car now, because we need to take that up there, as we do. All right, so brakes are off already. Away we go. Blue's never been in the cab of a real train. When you come to Australia, mate, I'll fix that. Assuming it's one of the days where we're allowing cab rides rather than the many days that we don't. Now, I'm not actually going to put the air through onto the coal hopper. I'm going to be cheeky. Get that door shut. Alright. Now, we're already moving that, so we'll just leave that sliding along, but let's fix these points so we don't end up in the dirt, because that would be sad. Let's keep this pushing. Because we're going to push it all the way up here, and we're going to be very cheeky, because we're going to take our whole train into the shed, because we're like that. So we'll just come and stand. Actually, make sure these points are set. I'm pretty sure they are. They are, I can see from here. It's fine. You do need to pay a little bit of attention to your operations in this game, or like reality, it will break you. What do you think of the reverser on this thing, Blue Games? I think it's going some way to simulate a proper steam reverser, and it's definitely got a steam test simulation, because it keeps moving after you shut the throttle. And if you leave the locomotive sitting for a while, then open the cylinder cocks, you get steam everywhere, which does suggest to me a steam chest. Sounds like he's working a little bit harder than usual now. If you click on Blue, does it actually take you to his channel? Because if it doesn't, I'll put a link in the chat. I hope all this fits. My grand plan could come undone if this doesn't actually fit between those points and the buffer stop down there. Keep an eye on the wheels, by the way, because they only turn when they're close to you. I think that's one of the ways they're maintaining what is quite good performance. Off you go. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. You could be clear by now. Yay! We'll ignore that it hasn't stopped yet. Because real loco drivers do that too. She's going to head back into the shed now. All the way through the shed. That train guy said he went inside a CFR Class 40 and a BR Class 142 Pacer. And Dave Randall said he used to cab ride Pacers a lot on the Cardiff Valley lines. That's cool. One thing I do love about it is the chuffs when it's going slowly. Because to me, I think they're actually timed right. And this is rare in a game. Like, it's really, really rare. Because I've been watching the motion. I've sat there and spent many minutes just watching the motion, listening to the chuffs, and I think it's right. I do miss the smoke, though. It needs smoke. It really does. And weirdly, they must have actually taken it out, because some of the early access videos I saw, they do actually have smoke. Now, we're just going to make the brash assumption that it's going to fit down there. Or are we going to go watch? It's pretty long. See, my grand plan of a shortcut here could backfire if it doesn't fit. Still have to push it back out onto the main line, but I have grand plans to push it all the way up to the far end anyway. Lighting's very nice, but that's more of a Unity thing than the game thing. This is something I like. Look, windows that you can actually see through. This is cool. Better just cut the power off because I'm going to just stop in a moment. I haven't got far to go. We are going to clear the points, I think. Grand plan success. I'm going to take it pretty much all the way to the end, preferably without hitting it. All right, let's go into reverse. We'll just leave that sitting there for the moment. Did we clear the points? Did we clear the points? Yes, we did. Okay. By a long way, actually. You could have got another car in there. Oh, I don't want to change those ones. We cleared those points. I wanted to clear these points. I don't really care about the other points. All right, let's spot this car in here. It's excessive, but, you know, got to do it. It's early in the morning. Got to annoy your neighbours. What's the point of having a railway if you don't annoy your neighbours? Yeah, I agree, Blue. It's got a lot of potential. So I've seen and I've watched quite a few other streamers giving it reviews, and I'm deliberately not, because it's quite clearly exactly what it says. It's early access, and it's early access public, so anybody can get into it. And it's clearly not ready to be considered as a fully finished game. So I don't think it's fair to review it right now. But suffice to say, there's a lot of things I like. I can see where they're going. I like that. I particularly like that over on their Discord, there's a place to register suggestions, and they seem to be actually interested in them because they ask questions on them sometimes. I've made a few. You can only make one suggestion every 15 minutes, so making a few took a little while. But there seems to be some other pretty good suggestions there too. And they seem to be weeding out the crap ones, like it needs more rabbits. Not paying much attention here. We're probably close to the end. Let's just put the brakes on and go have a look. Because we're probably close to where we're supposed to go. Oh, Jesus, I'm glad I stopped that. All right. We want it to go a little bit further because we need it to get over the unloading pit up here. I find its keyboard controls are weird. The train guy says, "If a demo, I want to see if my laptop blows up." You might actually be okay, to be honest, on a lower powered machine. I think if you had a complete potato, you might be in trouble. But if you can play Train Sim World, you'll be fine with this. I actually think if you could play Train Sim Classic, you'd be fine with this, because Unity simply isn't as hungry as Unreal. And these guys have done a lot of things. I want to unload the car, or does it just unload itself? I'm not actually sure about how that works. I haven't tried. There we go. So that'll be unloading the coal now, which is what we want. And we want to apply its handbrakes. Let me control click on it rather than going to find the wheel, because I'm lazy like that. And we didn't fall in the hole. That's a good thing. We're going to leave that here. And I didn't put the air through, so it's fine. We can just nick off now and go about our business. Now, I can't say I've really planned this out. So back it heads into the shed. Much to the amusement of the blokes working on that other locomotive that's in there. I put 2 blokes in there working on it overnight. Yeah, look, if you've played TS Classic, I reckon you'd come pretty close to being okay with this. Actually, let me just start Task Manager. I won't start my other performance tools because they tend to make things crash. What's it using GPU-wise? It's using 60% of my GPU, but it's not making it work hard. The GPU is still under 50 degrees Celsius, so it's not working hard at all. It's using 20% of my CPU, so I reckon you'd probably be fine. Now, we are supposed to take all of those things off on the way. So we're going to go and pick up our passengers at Whittier first. We have to work on some bridges and things. But we'll just take the train up there at the moment. Now, I'm not sure pushing it there is going to be a fantastic idea, because if the sidings are facing the other way, I could get myself in trouble, but I'm just going to play it by ear. Alright, we can stop there. Let's go and set this siding. So we go back onto the main. Because we're going to go and deliver all this stuff. So we'll actually go and get in the locomotive, I think. Why not? Since we've been driving it the easy way, why don't we get in and drive it the hard way? Alright, now, oops, let's try getting in the chair, shall we? Right, there we go. Good. Now, more for your benefit than anything, I'm going to control it with the mouse so we can see what's what. Alright, let's head over to Whittier and pick up our passengers. Out and bang your head on the wall if you want to. Good night, that train guy. Pleasure having you around as always. Thank you for joining in the chat. Come back this way. And you want to come back this way. Now the gauge glasses, you can see it's completely full. It doesn't represent the water in the boiler. That's one thing that's a little bit disappointing as a real steam person. It's a level meter for what's in the tender. Much of a muchness. What are you going to do? We've got 3 industries to deliver to, as well as our friends at Whittier. I actually think one of them's here, isn't it, at Whittier? So I may have already ballsed myself up there. I think the oil company's here. So no, maybe it's up here. It's an oil company somewhere. It doesn't say a lot on the map. And over there's a sawmill. Give it a bit more oomph. There's that transition to high speed. There's a lake full of sausages over there. Needs a barbecue. Like a boost door's open. Both of them by the looks of it. I can do the one at the far end, not the one at this end. Now our first stop is the little station just up here. I don't want to push too hard because we have to stop anyway. And yes, it's a little unconventional to push the train along or propel it. But we're single track and we've only got one turning Y, which I might use just for the amusement value, but I'm not actually sure how long the far end of it is. And if we need to run around, we can do it here and we can also do it at... can we do it at Ella? I think we can do it at Ella. Let's have a look on the map, actually. Can we do it at Ella? This is Whittier that we're approaching. Where's Ella? My OBS is struggling this morning. It keeps telling me it's losing connection to YouTube, so I hope that's not affecting the stream too much. It's a bit hard to judge this when you're not actually seeing things. What I need to do is try and stop it with the passenger carriage in the station, which is just up there. I think its brake behaviour's not bad. It might be a little strong, but I don't think it's bad. Kind of okay. I like the compressor noises. I haven't actually found the compressor though, so I don't know if it's modelled. They might be close enough, maybe. Maybe. Let's try. Give it a nice gentle stop even though there's no one in it. Put the independent on full. Get out in the ground, which is important. Did I go far enough? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know if it'll load. Let's find out if it'll load. Passenger. And we're going to Ella. I think it's not loading anybody. Because there's passengers waiting that they're not getting in, so it's not far enough. Alright. That's fine. We'll move it up a bit. Just while that's happening, and people are wondering what we're talking about with a Y, it is very deep, isn't it? Wow, that must be a whole new branch line, actually. But this is what we're talking about with a Y, because you could drive your train up there and then go out the other way, and your whole train will end up turned around. Which can be a really handy thing. We're going to fill this coach today. Now I'm going to block the level crossing because that's the kind of asshole I am. I reckon that'll load there. Yeah, it's loading fine. Good. Now, where do we have to take this stuff? Didn't really pay much attention to that. Ella Farm Supply, so that's at the other end. Ella Farm Supply. Oh, we're zoomed in a bit weird, aren't we? There we go. Holyfield Heating Oil and Stenzel Manufacturing. Are any of those here? Is that Stenzel over there? Let's go have a look. Because if it's Stenzel, I probably want to do something about that carriage and put it in here. What do I do? So click on it. Tab. Look on the map. How do I figure out what industry that is? Because it clearly is one. Ah, Blue says that's the Connolly logging branch line. Oh, that's the stuff you have to do with the sawmill later. I kind of think that's... I don't know why I think that's Stenzel, but I kind of think it is. So if I go to... back to the other end of that train... Oops. Not start the steam overlay. Get away, steam overlay. I need to kill the steam overlay. So I think if I click on that and then I go to operations, so control click and equipment, no, operations, there it is. I think this will take me there. Ah, see, it is Stenzel. Right, so we need to get that car and we need to push it in. So I'm going to have to run around here, aren't I? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, let's stop flying around like a nutty thing. Let's unclick that one because we're going to want to disconnect. So let's click that one and go select and follow and then go into 2 camera so I can move again. All right. No, we're not good. Oh, I'm standing up there. That's why it's being silly. The cameras are connected to you, which, to be honest, annoys the crap out of me. Let's put a handbrake on. I could even do this on the way back, I suppose. But no, let's do it now. Angle cock closed. Alright. Backwards. Brakes off. And go all the way down there. So a quick look at the map. What's the layout here? Yeah, okay, so we've got to get him into that 3rd siding. So we may as well go via that 3rd siding anyway. Because we can. Let's just get rid of the map. Can't change points on the map. That's not a bad thing though. You can stop now. Honest. Alright. You can do some cool shit with the whistle. Because you can do this. Now, as long as I'm not going too fast, I should actually be able to get on. Not sure if you can ride on the buffer beam. I've never tried. Let's try it. Ha! Yes, you can ride on the buffer beam. Either that or I'm being pushed along, one or the other. We're going to go around this little loop. Oh, I fell off. So that one's set fine. And that one's set back for the main. We want this one set back for the main. I'm only doing all this because we have to come back here anyway. Alright, so we can leave that go through there. But once he's gone past these points, I want to set them. Because we're going to be pushing a car back in here. After we couple back up, we'll probably push this train the easy way. No, I can't get on there. Alright, fine. I'll run. Oh, it's a long way, isn't it? The runaround loops are huge. In some places. Where are these points? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? There they are. I will have to slow that down before it comes through the points, because you're not supposed to go that fast through points. Alright, I'll just stand around here until it hits us. It'll be fine. I haven't finished my coffee. Alright. Here comes our little behemoth. So far in this game, I've found the level of grinding to be okay. Ooh, I need to slow down a lot. Shouldn't go through points that quickly. But as he says in the classics, just as it all turns to poo, that's okay. Alright, let's go get on the train. Let me in. Let me in. Come on, let me in. There we go. Alright, we'll just ride the train up here. Backwards. Would help if I release the brake, wouldn't it? How's the echoing in the valley? Pretty nice. We've got a fair way to go to get back to our cars. There's a milepost down there. Nice traditional triangular milepost. Nice and fresh too, after the big railway flood washed everything. So if we look at the map, we have to go all the way back down to here where our train is, and grab that car and bring it all the way back up here. Which is a bit tedious, but that's life. Nice God rays happening. But again, that's more Unity than the game. Ooh, got me using all the steam up. It has magic steam. You don't need to worry about coal, you don't need to worry about water. As long as you've got coal and water in the tender, it's happy. We go over here and jump up on the top. We can watch things. Yes, you can jump in this game. I don't know if it's the big deal that a few individuals have made it, but whatever. If you like to be able to jump, good on you. Why not? Why shouldn't you be allowed to jump? There's one thing I did find. I don't actually have a middle mouse button on my mouse, which means I can't reset the zoom. And I can't remap it, so I'm just stuck. I have to just try and get it right so it doesn't look weird. I haven't tried it with Track IR yet, but I'm told it supports it. But it doesn't say anything in its documentation that it supports it, so who knows. But I'll let you know after I try it. I don't generally use Track IR when I stream. Because it annoys people, because I go, hey, look over there, and everybody looks over there. Like most games, a bit under 5 mile an hour is fine for coupling. Bang. In reality, of course, I would have fallen off then. I would have gone face first down between the cars. And it would have been very funny. And you would have had an opportunity to laugh. Now, I'm not actually going to put the air through because it's just one car. So I don't really care. And I'm not going to close the ankle cock on that one, but I am going to close the ankle cock on that one. Which is naughty because I'm bottling the air. But I have got a handbrake on at the other end, so it's all good. Alright, let's get up onto here. And let's go. Did I not uncouple it? Bet you I didn't. Bet you I didn't uncouple it. Come on. And now I can't because it's under too much tension. Sigh. Alright, back we come. Let's release the tension. Come on, push harder. There we go. You going uncouple? Maybe? I don't know. Let's try. No, you're not. Alright, let's push harder. Right. I think it's mad at me. Yeah, it's believing that. Okay. No, it thinks it's uncoupled. Because it won't let me connect the glad hands up. There we go. You haven't got a handbrake on or something silly, do you? No? Why won't you move? I didn't put a handbrake on. No, there's no handbrake on up there. Simulation fail. Don't. Oh, I know what it's done. I know what it's done. I know exactly what it's done. Bleed. Would you like me to explain what it did and what I did that was dumb? That's a very good simulation. I'm very happy with that. I'm actually quite impressed with that. What happened there was, because I left the angle cock open on the carriage and I did not put the air through, it basically did an emergency application as though the train had separated. That's actually awesome. I am so happy that it worked that way. And that was my dumbness. So, even though I wasn't putting the air through, what I should have done is either bleed off the brakes or close the angle cock. Or put the air through and release the brakes. Any of those things would have been fine. But I didn't do those. Bottling the air blue is when it's something that you shouldn't do, and I have done it on that set, but I did put a handbrake on, so it doesn't really matter. Basically what happens is triple valves on old style braking systems that are used, and this is what you've got in this game, and they're used on most American freight still, generally not passenger, but freight they are, and they're used here somewhat. Our railway uses them, but most mainline railways have gone away from them now. They get a little bit confused sometimes, and if you've bottled up the air, so you've retained air pressure in the train pipe throughout the carriages, and it starts leaking off, the triple valve thinks you've released the brakes, so it releases the brakes on the car. And I'm only going to use the independent because there's no point using anything else, because there's no air in the car. And when that happens, guess what? The train rolls away. But that's why I put a handbrake on, so it wouldn't. So even if that happens, even if it does an amazing thing and actually simulates that, which I'd be a little bit surprised at, and it might, because, you know, it simulated this. So it may do. Then we'd still be okay, because the handbrake will hold it. And generally speaking, I know in American operations, they actually deliberately bottle the air in yards because before the road locos come after the train's been assembled, either through humping or through switch locomotives, they connect everything up and they pump up the train brake. And they'll do the leak tests and everything before the road locomotive even turns up, and it could sit there for hours with the train brake pumped up. But they will leave enough handbrakes on that it won't leave. And I have to say most crews, when they are shunting or switching private siding somewhere along the line, tend to leave the air bottled up, and it's a very bad practice. You should actually dump it. But then you've got to wait 10 minutes while it pumps it up again. On our railway, when, as a fireman, it's part of my role to unhook the locomotive from the carriage set, when I do that, even though I know the driver's done a full equalising brake application, which means the train pipe's at 50 pounds and it can't possibly go on anymore, I will release another 20 pounds from the train pipe manually using the angle cock after I've disconnected the glad hands. And I do that before I unhook the locomotive, because that proves to me that just in case the driver didn't do what the driver's supposed to do, that the train brake will be on, because a 20 pound application is a good strong application. And you get used to how much that is. You do have to be a little bit careful in doing this, because you need to hold the glad hand rather hard. I'm only whistling because there's a whistle board. We're not actually... Oh, we are going to go through the crossing, aren't we? But it's being blocked by a caboose, so what does it matter? Now, I'm just going to get a little bit of speed off, because you shouldn't go through these points at more than about 15, I think I read somewhere. In yards. Mainline points you can go through faster. Just in case someone sneaked around the back of the caboose there. Now this would be a cool thing to do in multiplayer, is be someone's shunter and actually talk them through the shunting. That would be awesome. I'm going to jump off before the end because I don't want to get trapped if there's a collision on that little platform there. I don't want to get stuck between the car and the platform and not be able to get out. So I'm just going to bounce off here. And we're going to start slowing him down. Now I think these things unload themselves, don't they, Blue? I don't think I have to do anything. I think I just have to put it in there. Should be about right. Let's move it up a bit more, actually. Let's just make sure it's not actually doing anything. Completed. No, it's fine. We don't have to move it any further than that. Let's put its handbrake on, though. Rather than find the wheel, I'll just click that, because I'm a lazy bugger. Alright, let's go. I forgot to get on. Forgot to get on. Can I get on? Can I get on? Can I get on? Yes! We can take our train the rest of the way. Yeah, I think multiplayer in this has actually got some really good potential. And it might show another games company that we know well and love to death, Blue, that maybe they should do it. I know what Trains did certainly perked up their interest a little bit, in that they've got multiplayer map building. So there is some grinding in the game because you've got to do things like this. Yeah, the Trains editor under multiplayer is actually quite interesting. I've jumped into a multiplayer session. I have very little when I have skills in editing. But I did pop in just to see what a session was like. And yeah, people seem to cooperate quite well. In Trains multiplayer, I was generally the annoying guy who had Thomas the Tank Engine with Annie and Clarabelle out on the main line doing 8 mile an hour, while everybody else wanted to go much faster. And it's fair to say that sometimes the other players in the multiplayer got so annoyed at me that they simply pushed me along. And watching poor little Thomas cope with cruising along at 60 mile an hour is kind of funny. What is weird about Trains is the content seems to have dried up this year. It doesn't seem to be anything new. Alright, let's go set those points. Should have hopped off back there. Come on, mouse. Come on. Do what I want you to do. Not what I ask you to do. Right. Set those back for the main line. At some point in time, we'll end up with some signals for that sort of thing. At some point. But I'm not quite sure when they come in. I'm just playing it by ear. Just doing what I'm told. No one saw me pop briefly into forwards then. Never happened. I didn't completely explode my pistons and wreck my motion gear. No, that wouldn't have happened. Back we go to get our train. By now everybody's loaded in, so we'll take them off to Ella. And we have some more industries to do along the way. The water actually looks kind of okay. It's got a very hard edge to it, which would normally be more wiggly. So it's a little immature in the modelling stakes. But the actual water patterns and things look quite nice. And I don't know if that's a standard Unity thing or if they've done some work on water, but to me it looks alright. Looks like it's got a nice flow to it. It's a fast-flowing, deep river. Corwin Tipper. What does the cabin look like? Do you mean the cabin of the train? We will pop in there just after I finish this shunting, and we will be driving from in the cabin. So you'll... Oh, cab. I'd call it the cab. You can call it cabin if you want to. So we'll see it very shortly. Let's warn all these people that we're coming. And they're about to slam into their train. It's a bit wide, isn't it? I think. Simulation-wise, I think the physics is not too bad. It's kind of what I'd expect from little trains. The braking's a little bit off, but it's not bad. Oops, too early. I keep pressing space for the horn. Or the whistle, sorry. Now, did they couple hard enough? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's try and put the glad hands on. No, they did not couple hard enough. Alright, let's give it a proper beating. What's interesting is that's actually true in real life. If you don't beat the glad hands, or beat the knuckles into each other hard enough, they don't couple. That did it. Alright, let's put a bit of train brake on even though we're not hooked up yet. And we can open that one. Maybe we can open that one. There we go. At the moment you uncouple by clicking on the couplers. Normally you'd use these coupler bars. So I kind of hope that'll come into it at some point. Did our passengers all load up? They probably did. We're probably full. 60 out of 60, so we can go. Look at this. There's 45 more passengers waiting, so we could easily do another passenger run today. I ended up doing that by accident yesterday because I forgot to... Oh, actually. No, we won't tick that box. I accidentally forgot to untick the box that lets passengers in. So this is the cab. I'll pull it out in a really wide view. It'll look a bit weird, but that's okay. So we've got a gauge glass which tells you what's in the tender. Most of these controls don't work, things like dampers. You can look at the fire. For a stopped fire in a station, that's pretty good, but it looks like that on the road too, whereas it should look a lot wider. A lot whiter, sorry. Let's just zoom this in a bit, and let's operate the controls from in here. See, that tells me that it does have steam chest. Independent brake is off. Oh, someone asked about bailing off. So yes, you can. So I've just bailed off the locomotive. You saw that drop back to 0. And away we go. So the cabin's a bit simplistic, or the cab's a bit simplistic. You've got me calling it a cabin now. Oh, dummy. Dummy. Total dummy. Remember that handbrake I told you I put on so it wouldn't roll away? Well, I kind of need to take it off. That'd be a good thing to do. Let's just make sure it did. Released. Yep, good. Alright, back to the front. Whee! I'd love to have a quick way back into the cab. There isn't one as yet. The other thing I'd really like is I would like... See, if I use... Because I selected that other car, if I use the key commands now... Oh, they are still working. That's interesting. I thought they wouldn't. The key commands don't start when you get into the loco. You actually have to select it. Alright. You can call it a cabin. It's fine, mate. It doesn't matter. You call it whatever makes you happy. Because the wording that's used around railways is different everywhere in the world. In America, the person sitting in this chair that I'm in right now is called an engineer. In Australia, they're not. They're called a driver. In India, they're called a pilot. Whereas in English railways and Australian railways, a pilot's something completely different. A pilot is usually a safe worker, so a signalman or a guard, that's riding in the locomotive in lieu of a proper authority. I'm not that convinced it does wheel slip on demand, Rails. I have managed to make it do it once. Off we go to Ella. So you can't see any passengers in there even though it's full. That is coming. It's one of the things they want to do. So we can hope. If I do shift 2 again, it should follow it. No, it just jumps to it and does that. Okay. We'll just keep doing that to watch it as we go. It does seem to simulate the reverser properly. So we're on about 30% now, which is just generally speaking about the right place to be for a steam loco. They all have their quirks. It's only got 2 cameras. It's got that inside camera and the outside, called the first-person camera. I shouldn't call it the inside camera. It's the first-person camera. And the not first-person camera, which is sort of a flying cam, but you get stuck on the ground sometimes. It's a bit strange. And this locomotive, it's got the water piping is all in here, but the all of the brake piping's missing. So the models aren't quite complete. The mainline speed is 35 miles an hour. There are posted curves. There's one halfway to Ella where you have to do 30. And there are some slower ones. Modelling of the gauges is okay. We have 0 pounds of steam. But, you know, we're not putting any coal or water in the boiler, so that doesn't surprise me. And the brake gauges are pretty good, so it's 90 pounds on the pipe. And 0 pounds here. I think in the era this is set, I don't think they'd actually gone to 90 pounds yet. I kind of think they were running at 70. But I'm okay with that. You can change your field of view. It looks a bit wonky if you do, but that's alright. I'm just going to hold my speed at about 30 because we've got those 30 kilometres coming up. They're not far away. Because it's not very far to Ella. We only have a very short railway at the moment. The camera does seem to just jump to where you last were, which is a little bit disconcerting. I think I can follow the train. Yeah, we're in the grass. There's a nice shot. There's a nice shot. We're about to get into the first of our 30 curves, so I'll just let it slow down a little bit by itself. 32 probably won't matter that much, but let's just give it a little bit of break. Cool it down a bit. They call it the steam diesel transition era, which would put it in about the 1930s to the 1940s. And one of the interesting things they tell you in the tutorial is to do the long, long, short, long for whistle codes for the crossings, but that's not actually right in this time frame, because in this time frame there wasn't any such rule. But, there's some inconsistencies here and there. That is okay. After all, it's a game. And the reason they call it the steam diesel transition era is so that you can have some little diesels in the game. And their grand plan, if you look through all of the postings they've done as developers, and they put some videos up about it as well, this S tells me that the next station's coming up. It's a warning. So we'll let them know we're coming. Their grand plan is to, as the eras progress, they'll actually get more and more into diesel and less steam. Now, I don't know if that means you have to progress with it. Eventually we won't have steam engines, or whether we'll always have a steam roster and they'll just get more and more diesels as they go. I don't know. Be interesting to see what happens there. I'd like them to keep the steam. I think it's good, and I can't see them taking it away, because why would you do all this work just to kill it off? It seems like a strange thing to do. Here's our station. We should probably think about stopping. Now I'll deal with the passengers first, because, you know, no one needs grumpy passengers. Now, did I go far enough? Probably not. Oh yeah, Shift T to get to the train. Oh, so close. Look at that. Actually, you know what? If I... Because I think one of the places I have to deliver to is there. No, I've got to run around anyway, so I can pull that forward and leave them unloading while they're doing that. And they shouldn't be unloading yet. I didn't check, but they shouldn't be, because they're not quite in the platform. The clicky noise it plays is, I think, the conductor, as in the passenger ticket conductor. I think. But I haven't found anything really referring to it. So the car should unload there. And we should, if I go back into first person, be able to go and cut that off. I better put our Indy on first before we get out, because we've got some cars to deliver here, I think. So Hollyfield, let's just troll that one. Now, where do you go? Yeah, okay, so you go over here. Oh, that's at Whittier. Damn it, we should have left it there. That's okay, we'll take it back. Damn it. Alright, we'll just zoom back here. Because Ella Farm Supply and Ella Farm Supply. So those two carriages, they have to go in there. Or is it that side? Let's see. So I'll do that. And I'm just clicking on the little arrows, so it takes me there on the map. So it's this siding they both have to go into. So if we drag the whole lot forwards, apart from the passenger cars, can we run around in that little loop? Or am I stuck because I've got the passenger cars on? No, I think we're okay. Can do what I need to do. This will be fine. This will be fine. Okay. Now, while we're doing this, let's just wander up here And let's just change our car, because we're going to say we're going back to Whittier, and there's probably people here who want to get on. There's 38 passengers waiting, so we'll leave them loading up. Put our handbrake on there so it doesn't roll away. We can close that angle cock. This one's a bit hard to get to. It's kind of annoying. In fact, sometimes you actually have to go over the coupler just to get to it. Would you jump over a coupler in real life? No, not on your life. All right. See, I jumped instead of whistling again. So we'll just take them a little way ahead. Just far enough, really, to clear those points. Because we're going to take... We could actually take the oil car with us, I suppose, but I'm not going to. I'm going to... Actually, I have to. No, I don't have to. I can disconnect it here. That'll be fine. Alright. That should be good enough. Let's disconnect this one, but we're not going to take it anywhere. Let's just shut the angle cocks. And glad hands and coupler. So we'll just pull that forward a little bit. Just so they're disconnected. And while that's happening, we will set a handbrake on that fella before it rolls away. That's more than enough. Let's just stop him there. Now let's set a handbrake on this one. There's that. One thing I haven't tried is, do they just pull apart if you do this? Because I know the American practice, which is not what we do in our railway, is to just let them pull apart. Yes, they do. Lovely. All right, now we'll leave you heading up there because you've got a little way to go. So we'll just leave you chugging away by yourself. And we'll come up here, set these points for coming back. And what are these ones set to do? These ones are set to that little siding, so we want them set that way. And these ones are set fine. We want to leave those ones set for the main because we're going to come back down there and head over to there. We're going to just miss the boxcars, which is perfect. Just come racing up here to these points. We'll get back on the train when it gets up here. So we should have just ridden it, shouldn't we? It would have been quicker. Once we clear these points here, we'll be all good. I do like all the small foliage on the ground. I think it's a little bit repetitive, but it looks nice. This is set in the Appalachian Mountains, or the Appalachian region in a river valley. It's no particular line. It's not a real one. All right. I'm actually going to jump on this side, which a shunter would never do because you're out of sight of the driver. But I'm going to do it because I want to make sure we're not going to hit those boxcars. I'm just off neutral, or mid-gear as it's called. time? It's nearly 10 o'clock, isn't it? We're doing okay. I have to go to my in-laws today, so I've got to keep a bit of an eye on the time. It's going to slow right down just to make sure we're not actually going to clip these cars, because we're pretty close. Oh, are we? Oh dear. I don't know if it's going to punish me for doing this. Because we're pretty close, aren't we? Is it going to hit or is it going to miss? Oh, sure. Oh well, let's find out. This is a nervous moment for the crew. Because they didn't draw forward far enough. Oh, it's close. It's close. But that's about as close as you want to get, I think. On our railway, we paint sleepers white where the fouling point is, so you know where they are. Yeah, it's all going to clear. It's fine. Very good. And I kind of hope... I might have to push the passenger carriage back a bit, but I'm kind of hoping I can squeeze in there with the two boxcars and the loco on that side of the points. It'll either just fit or it just won't. So I may have to couple up to the passenger car and give it a shove. See how the wheels stop turning when you're not close? And then they start turning again? I understand why. I don't like it. Hopefully that's far enough. Certainly is. Alright, into forwards. Brakes off. Now, I could probably get away with not putting the air through to those as well, but what we'll need to do is... The handbrake is released, but we will need to bleed the pressure off. You do that, there's a little wire that hangs out of the triple valve on them all. Same with this one. Bleed the pressure off and release the handbrake. Now, let's see if we get away with this. It's either going to just fit or just not fit. We'll know soon. I'm kind of thinking just not. But we'll see. I could do it one boxcar at a time, I suppose. Then it would definitely fit, but that's not very efficient. So I'll keep the speed down in case we don't fit, because that way it won't matter. Do the wheels not turning bug you? Yeah, we didn't fit. Alright. That means we'll have to go up here, and I think we put the brake on this one, didn't we? We did. That'll just stop the passengers boarding. Oh, of course, we've got no bloody air, have we? I have to put the air through so I can make it move. Didn't plan this as well as I could have. Alright, we'll go a bit closer. No, we won't. Don't go up there. Can you open? Come on. Wow, this is weird sometimes the way it does this. Let's try and get up here a bit. There we go. Alright, now we'll be able to make it move. actually take the passenger train into the siding with me just to have less mucking about. You wouldn't really do it that way. But, you know, let's just take them for a little bit of a pleasure cruise. Why not? Actually, I can't. They won't fit. Cannot. Have to unhook them. Must unhook them. Because they won't fit in that little little area back there. That's okay. Oops. You know, they've even done that animation for them pulling it apart. That's nice. Sorry, Ella. Didn't mean to run through your house. No, you're going to go the right way? Yeah, I think you are. I'm going to take you up here. You're set correctly. And then we'll be taking them into the head shunt down there. I think 2 will fit. Green means it's set for the straight through, and red means it's set for the diversion. So I'll show you that in a moment. Once this clears here, I'll wander over to the switch and show you. I think I've got a slightly leaking angle clock somewhere. See how it's green and it's the straight through movement, and if I flick it over, it goes to red and it's telling me it's doing the diverging movement. I reckon I have an angle clock. Oh, actually, no, it's alright. It's fine. I know what it's doing. I know what it's doing. It's because I haven't put the air through on those other cars. Stop rolling away. Let's just go and jump up on here. This is clearly uphill. Try to get on that one long enough to change it, and I can't. There we go. Got it. So I can push those cars back together. Now we will just step off here. Not that you'd ever get off a moving train or anything like that. No, that wouldn't happen. Let's just slow him down a bit. So if I hit the end, it doesn't, not a disaster. Have we cleared these points? Must be close. No, not quite. It'd be funny if 2 didn't fit there. That's where the driver's going, come on, mate. You stopped me and we weren't clear. Yeah, that should be fine. It is quite normal practice to not put the air through on small shunting movements. It's not unusual at all. Right, let's get these into the siding and get out of here. Put our train back together, we'll propel it back, we'll get rid of that oil car. Would you really whistle that hard for a little road in the middle of nowhere? Probably not. But that's okay. Squirt on the independent, start slowing us down. Another one. And a good fast application. That should have these jobs complete. Completed. There we go. Lovely. I want to get picked up again on the next day. Jump up on there. I think we established before I could, couldn't I? No, you can't. Alright, fine. I reckon I've got an ankle cock on the locomotive just slightly open. Now what I want to look at on the map is where does that oil car go? And we'll see if we do a bit of an unorthodox move and have an oil car on the front of the locomotive. Let's just see where we're going to put it once we get out of here. I reckon there's an angle cock that's not quite closed. Oh, that one's fine. Did you see how the brake pressure keeps sitting around 2? Uh-huh. Look. A little bit open. That'll work tons better. Set this back for the main after we get him out. So stop him up here, we'll have a bit of a look and decide which side of that car we want to be on, just to make the shunting easier at Whittier. And you could say it's unrealistic to sit in the middle, but little short line railroads do all sorts of weird things. I like that you can name the trains, by the way, and you can name the railway. That's cool. Alright, let's just click on him. Let's just look at where he needs to go. So he's got to go there, which means we really want him to be... We do want to be in the middle, I think, to make this most effective. I think that would be a good thing to do, because then we can pull the train all the way through, then we can push the whole train back up here without mucking around and going to that really long run around up the back there. That'd be a good thing. So that's what we're going to do. It's a bit weird, but we're going to do it. I like being weird. Good at it. Ooh. Caught that just in time. Because these have a locking bar on them, I don't think you can just run through them. I think that would make bad things happen. Where's my zoom? Let's get my zoom right again. That looks about right. Let's just slow him down just a little. Maybe not that much. Just leave him to go and couple on by himself. He can go and figure that out. Actually, let's go and get the car. Let's not couple onto him just yet. Let's go and get the car. And then we'll couple on. And we'll draw that passenger carriage back into the station and make sure everyone's loaded. Come up here because we've got to put the air through anyway. I could show you what happens if you don't put a handbrake on, because I was playing with that in Sandbox. You whack a car and they don't couple, they just leave. It's kind of funny. That should be fast enough to make him couple. Sounded a nice, promising whack. Now you always give the air somewhere to go before you open it on the loco. Because if you don't, you might just pop those glad hands apart and then you'll wish that you were not there, because one of those things hits you in the face. Smash your face in. Which is not ideal. You got a handbrake on. You do, don't you? Yes, you do. You'd think I'd know that because I put it there. Rail says later on train brakes are allowed to release as far as 110 pounds. Main reservoir 110 to 130, yes. I don't think I've ever seen a train pipe go that high. Not saying you're wrong, but I don't think so. I'd be curious if anybody really runs their train pipe that high, because that's getting up there in terms of pressures. Let's warn our passengers. Let's hook our little gladdy hands back up. And come on. I need to get in there a bit better. Alright, got that one. Now we'll do this one. And we'll just pull him forwards again just to get this back into the platform. So if anybody else wants to load, they can. I'm not sure if there's anybody else here. Let's see. Yep, there's passengers waiting. We've got a handbrake on, haven't we? Now, is he full? It can take 8 more, so it's worth pulling it forward again just to take these extra 8. Because every passenger's another $1. And you need your cash. That should do. So they're loading away, almost full. And they are in fact full. Alright, let's get back in the cab. And get the flock. Get out of here. Alright, we can do this from up here. Why not? Climb up here and watch. Why not? I'd be curious to learn about that Rails of Illinois. Chuck me a reference in the Discord if you like. Always happy to learn new stuff. Off we go again, back to Whittier. Yes, Ryan, freight is where the profits are to be had, but you need to run passenger so that the locals like you. Because if the locals don't like you, you'll have problems with running freight because they'll complain about you all the time. Just on this carriage. We'll leave Whittier ticked until it unloads. I don't know what happens if you untick it on the way. Back we go. Tomorrow's stream will be a little bit of a change of pace. Tomorrow's stream will be running the trams. I'll be starting in the, I think it's called career mode in the tram simulator, from scratch. So we'll see how that goes. Does have unfortunate pop-in, as you can see. Yeah, it's kind of funny with our little railway. I won't go into too much detail because we're not really supposed to talk about it much, but our little railway has been there since it was first built in 1900. It was operating officially from 1903, although they had trains right from 1900. And there are people that have not lived there from that time frame. And they love to complain. They just delight in it. It does look like this has got a little bit of a suspension simulation, because you can see the cars swaying a little bit. Career mode. Well, you know, the tram game is set in what's called Angel Shores, which is this strange mixture of San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Oakland. And there's plenty of Korean food to be had in Oakland. It's rather popular. I used to live there. We used to eat Korean every now and again. The only thing I could never quite get into was kimchi. I think my wife describes its taste well. It's like a rotten piece of meat, but it's made of cabbage. It just tastes like a rotten piece of meat, so I don't quite get why you'd want to eat it. We are not too far from where we're headed now. Now the question is, what's the most efficient way to do this? Should I... You know what? The passengers are going to have to wait because they don't give me much money anyway. So let's just do that. Because we're going to come here. Except we're not going to go there. We're going to come up here if I can. Not actually sure it'll let me do this. Yes. And then we'll keep going this way. Because we're going to take it... Yeah, we do want to take it round that. We want to set that way. That one that way. And how's that one set? It probably won't matter, but... And that one's set that way. That's fine. So we're going to come right through there. We'll see the train in just a moment. Because we've got to put that oil tanker up there. In the industry that's not modelled yet. Now speed's coming down, which will be fine for those points up there. Oh, let's just go back to the train. A funny looking little train. We're about to go through those points. There are mainline points, so I think 20 or 25, something like that. We'll soon know. It's either going to be fine or not. Looks pretty fine to me. I really should drop the passengers off first, but then I have to do this great big long run around, and this way I can do it quicker. I'll just keep the passengers on for a couple of minutes extra. What are they going to do? Korean barbecue is pretty famous, indeed. The Creole barbecue is amazing in Oakland as well. No idea if it's still there or not, but there was a Creole barbecue restaurant in Jack London Square where the Amtrak trains go through that was just absolutely amazing. I think I'm only allowed to do 15 through these points. Let's just slow this down a little. There we go. Because my passengers will hate me enough for taking them over here. Actually, you know what? I wonder if they would actually get out if I stopped on this track. We're going to try. We are going to try. Actually, let's stop them here. I have to draw it forward a bit again. Did we clear the other points, though? Let's just see if we did. Yeah, we're fine. So let's go change these. Because I'm really curious, if I draw them forward just a little bit so that they're properly in the station, will they get out on this track? Because that could save a lot of effort if they will. No, they don't. Bastards. That's all right. We'll just take them into the siding. They'll get over it. I don't know how quickly all these other things unload. So I don't know if we could take them back to the interchange now or not. We might have to check those carriages we dumped up there before and see if we can or not. Yeah, it's interesting. I could imagine. I didn't break it. That's amazing. I must have just gotten down slow enough. Must have just made that. Let's get them back onto the main line. Why is that working so hard? Now I get it. That's just me. What have we got? Is it worth taking another trip to Ella? Yes, it is. We'll do another quick trip to Ella. That's not ready to go back yet. What have we got? Quite plenty, but I didn't quite see it. Back we go into the station. I could be really mean to them and stop and fill up with water as well. I don't think it needs any though. 9:30. So we'll do a quick run out to Ella and back. And that'll be it for today. I think in the company tab we should have some money now. Yeah, we're making a little bit of money. So I probably should get them to start working on that bridge. They should start getting off here. They are very good. So let's tell them that we are actually going to go through to Ella. I do know in the tutorials they specifically tell you to not untick that until they all get off. Now, let's have a look. Locations. Railroad. There's somewhere I can tell it to start working on that bridge. It told me there somewhere. Repair Ella track and bridge, so I can do that. So let's start the first phase of that. Bridge between Ella and Governor's Island was also damaged by the flood. Deliver bridge and track supplies to extend the railroad to Bryson. Cars ordered, waiting for delivery. Okay, so the cars will come to the interchange at some point, which is fine. We could buy a diesel fueling stand, but we don't have a diesel, so I won't bother. Purchase track to Silver. Purchase track from the class 1 to take over their operations to Wilmot, Dillsborough and Silver. I can't do that because I don't have enough money. Now, I could borrow some money. But I think I'm quite happy just doing this little bit for the moment. Let's get the bridge sorted because then we'll have operations going on the other side. I think that's a good approach. It'll take me 2 or 3 days to get the bridge sorted out anyway. I think that's a good approach. So we'll do that. All right, we are loading up again. It automatically unticked from Whittier. So it's getting ready. So what else can we do? Milestones. Bryson Bridge. Extend the line to Fontana Lakeshore. So we need to repair that bridge first. There's a lot of stuff that we can do in the future. We can get our signals a little bit later on. We can get some diesel locomotives at some point. I will get the diesels because while I like steam, I do actually like me an old diesel. I do like a GP9, and they have got a GP9. I think the SW1000 as well for a switching loco. So these guys are happily loading up still. It's going to fill up, I think. So 0 passengers waiting, and I think we've filled up. So let's whistle, because that tells them you want to go. Let's get the brakes off. Now let's get out of here. Well, let's get back on too. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? That'd be a great bloody idea. Or we're going. It's going without us. That'd be a little bit boring. Back in the chair. You can use keyboard controls with these things, or you can use the mouse. Let's make this one a quick trip. Now, what I didn't check is how much water have we got. Oh, look. I can give it orders. I can tell it to go and do stuff. It'll go and do stuff by itself. Yay! I've unlocked that. Good. That means I don't have to drive all the trains, so what I can do is I can leave a passenger shuttle happening with the other locomotives, so we'll let that work overnight. And we'll start taking care of the freight, because that's my idea of fun. Shuttling up and down here is not so much my idea of fun, just doing this continuously. Oh, that points are set against me. Made it. Only just, but I did. Glad I noticed that. That would have been embarrassment. That could have been a loco on its roof. And in railways, you are supposed to follow the possum born rule. Shiny side up. Actually, I take that back about the hard edge, you know. Yesterday I had a hard edge, and there was an update this morning, and look what they've done. They've made a crinkle cut edge. It's even got little waves. Oh, I like that. Nicely done, folks. Nicely done. No one saw a thing, Patriotal. It's fine. Oops, 4:30. Alright, let's give it full fang. What's the second hand on that gauge? So that's the main res. Oh, the equalising. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. 90 on both. 140 on the main. Yeah, it makes sense. 90 on the brake pipe. Oops. You can zoom out a little bit too far, really. You can do 35 until just after this next corner, and that's when we have to slow down to 30. Blew the other day. Unfortunately read the milepost as a speed and went rather fast around a corner, and had the predictable happen. It's recoverable, but it makes a mess of your locomotive, and then you've got to fix it. Now, I've got two guys working in my shed working on that second locomotive, and I hate to tell them this, but after they finish it, I'm going to fire one of them. Because they cost me $15 an hour to have those blokes. Just coming up to the 30 corner, so we'll just slow down a little bit. There we go. Lovely. It's weird the way it does that. I reckon they could do a bit of work on the cameras just to make it more interesting. I think for a player, the cameras aren't terrible. But, you know, streamers need to make interesting looking stuff, which means you need some more flexibility in the cameras. Because just this view, or just that one outside view, are a bit tedious. Let the good people of Ella know that we're on our way back. It's kind of turn-based. I get the impression from watching other people's videos that you have to leave those cars overnight to get unloaded, and you pick them up the next day. I just kind of think that. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I just kind of think it. It's like my internet's calmed down too, which is a good thing. We go with that. That might be okay. Let's go have a look. See if they're unloading or not. I don't want to go in a coal bunker. Stop it. I want to go out here. Are they unloading? Yep. So what we can do, we are going to run back down to the other end anyway. So let's control click that and tell it we're going to Whittier as well, so those people will get in, because there are people waiting, and it's all money. It's 38 people waiting. Now, what about these box cars? Are they ready to come back? I don't think they are, because I think you have to leave them overnight. How do I tell? Yeah, so the only order is that they come to Ella Farm Supply, and we completed that. So tomorrow they will say to go to East Whittier Interchange, and their destination will be East Whittier and their origin will be Ella. So that's how we know. So they're not finished with them yet. That's fine. And Blue had a really good tip, actually, because they don't have any cargo in them at this time. They are going to. What he does is he opens the doors to let him know whether they're open or whether they're empty or not. And I reckon that's a really cool idea, so I'm going to do that too. Oh, that sounds like we've finished loading. I think that's what that noise means. Let's come and have a look. So we've got... Who's took it? No, we're not finished loading. Maybe the other one's all finished getting off. Maybe that's what he meant. Because we're still loading up now. We'll push this down to Whittier, and that will be the end of the day. We'll take it back to the yard after we stop in the station. And we'll call it quits for the day, even though it's still a bit early. I need to think about what I need to do, which is go to the in-laws. Because even though it's only 10 a.m, you can run on a... it runs on a fast clock. It runs on double time. You can change that. You can run it faster or slower. So you can run real time, or you can run even quicker. I think as I get more used to it and I come to understand what's needed, I will probably start to run on a 4 or possibly even an 8 times clock. Actually, you know what? You know what we're going to try? We're going to give it orders instead of us driving. Let's see what happens. So I need to make sure they're loading. I have to come out here and watch this. So we've got everybody. All right, let's jump up here and let's control click this, and we go to the road, to the reverse. Can I not tell it where to go? I thought I could actually tell it where to go. Well, max speed 30 for now. Off you go. It's driving itself now. And look how it's using the reverser. Look at that, an AI that uses the reverser properly. Brilliant. How quick does it slow down? So if I say 35, and then when these 30 corners come, I say 30. So it's gone over 30 now, so if I take that back to 30... Oh, does it brake? It does! It brakes! Excellent. Excellent, I like this. I do want to be able to tell it where to go, though. I think that's going to be really, really critical. Not just tell it to go fast. Unless it stops by itself at the next station. Does it do that? Yeah, I should have got it a caboose, you're right. That would have been smart. I can probably... Oh no, I fell off! Oh no! I was thinking I could jump onto this platform. I can. Ah, the gate pushed me off, damn it. Let me up there. Yes. Look at all our passengers. I got stuck on someone. Even though you can't see them, they're there. Ah, no! There we go. Caboose away. Got a little stove. You can go up here, I think. Yeah, you can. So you can sit up here. You need to be able to crouch, though. You can't crouch. I reckon the caboose looks rather plain. I reckon it'll get some better modelling at some point in time. I am really curious, will it stop at Whittier? It's throttling down. No, it's throttling up, actually. I'm really curious, will it actually stop? CCT Mitch, he's not watching my stream and he's playing a game. He's a naughty boy. She's also training to be a fireman on the same railway that I'm on. The pressure's on for the young fellas like Mitch now, and Ronan and the others, because the old buggers, well, we've all finished. We're past, we're out on the road, and the young blokes haven't finished yet. It's because old blokes are more determined than young blokes. And young blokes think about other things like girls. Got our next female fireman going to be training soon too. She'll probably come into it about the time I start training people. Now I'm really curious, will this stop? I'm curious. If it doesn't show any signs of it, I'll stop it, but see what it does. It's accelerating again now. Am I still in control? Oh, I can still whistle. Good. I don't think it's going to stop here. It's showing no signs of it whatsoever. So I think we want to bring our speed down. Oh, it braked really hard, and then it accelerated really hard. Well, the AI's not quite as clever as it looks. It needs a little bit of hysteresis. Maybe it's just the other loco, or maybe you have to earn it, but I think I've seen people... giving orders to trains. It even whistles. How cool is that? Alright, what are you doing? They're all getting out. Good. Now, we're not going back to Ella because I'm going to take this back to the yard now and call it quits for today. If I could tell this thing to go into shuttling. Ah, I reckon I have to hire a crew, don't I? I reckon that's what I need to do. What does the tutorial reckon? Several bridges been destroyed. Yeah, blah, blah. Fixed bridge, blah, blah. I should like to look at adding more power to your railroad. Shift T. No, I don't want to do that right now. I'm quite happy. Don't want to sell it either. Finance tab, maximum loan amounts based on your railroad's equipment. You have the tools you need to get this railroad back up and running. So, if I go into the... No, not preferences. Companies tab. And if I go into employees... Crews. Can I hire a crew? Create. Ella packs. Create. Alright, Ella packs. It's got me in it. Alright. No equipment assigned. What if I want to hire... How do I hire another employee? I hired the people who were working on my train before. Doesn't look like it's ready to let me hire anybody else just yet. Because I had a hire button. Ah, that's fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Unity go boom. Or did it recover? No, Unity went boom. Uh-oh. That's got an update. Oh well, we'll let it download the update. Maybe that fixes what it just crashed. I'll upload that crash log to their thing later. So the game will come back in a moment. Sorry about the black screen. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Maybe? Maybe? That knows kind of where I was up to. So 10:37, that was only a couple of minutes ago. Hey, I'm surprised it's crashed this little, to be honest, for such a fresh game. Actually, you've got black bars at the top and bottom of the screen, don't you? Oh, there you go, fixed that. Did I? Have you got a black screen again? No, it's fine. It's all good. Okay. So what I was looking at, did it keep my crew? So I don't have a crew configured. I only have me. Oh, that's fine. But anyway, let's go and send this bloke back to the yard. So we're just going to take him back there because we could keep going up and down all day, but I don't got time for that. So I don't care how many people are waiting. There you go. Orders. Road. 30, 35. Alright, off we go. I wonder if you only order them and then you have to go and find them and do things with them. Sure about that. What we are in fact going to want to do is get off up ahead of the train. Come and set some points. I probably should have waited a while, shouldn't I, really? Uh-oh, that's a 25 zone. Let's come along in the caboose. I need to set some points to put this thing away properly. And then we'll come in coal and water so you can see how that works. I don't have a HUD anymore. That's set straight. The next one's set straight. I've just zoomed a bit just to look at points. The next one is not set, so we need to set this one if I can. We need to set this one. Our other little loco is looking quite pretty. It's not all rusty anymore. Set that one, and I'll set that one, Because the passenger cars lived it down in this loop just down here. This is really like driving a model railway now. Yeah, it'll do. Handbrake on. Oh, is there a handbrake at both ends? There is. Put this handbrake on. I'll have to get off to close this cock. Actually, what I might do is uncouple them and let them pull the air out themselves. Right. Oh, it tells you when it's finished. That's cool. Alright, it's going right on the back because we want to go and take it to coal and water. Let's go 20 cars forwards. Jeez, they drive hard. Because we want to get it up here for coal and water. Look at it wobble on the crappy track. Two more. Two more. One more. Half more. And stop. Oops. There you go. Now it'll fill up with water. We used 2 tons of coal today. Because I left with 4.6. Seems excessive for a couple of short runs like that, but let's get the hatch shut wherever it is. Let's do this from up here, it'll be easier. Get the hatch shut and let's hop up on top here. Because the next bit is we're going to go half forwards. Stop there. That should give us some coal, I think. It's not though, is it? The coal conveyor's got coal. It's not giving us any. Maybe we're not far enough forward. Let's have a look. We might need to go forward a little bit. I think that's going to be too far back. Might have to drive it myself. Alright, there we go. Good enough. Nearly full. I think that started unloading too, because I think that had 48 tons before. Yeah, it is. You can see it's dropping. That's good. Do I actually have to tell it to stop? Maybe I do. Okay. We're going to go in reverse, and we're going to go back into the shed. We're going to go 10 cars. And we're going to do the points as we go. So I think they're all fine. This is an interesting way to maneuver your system around. But you need to be able to give destinations for the orders. Look how shiny that one looks. That'll do ya. You lads are done for the day. Is this one fixed? 100%. Needs coal and water in it, but that's fine. We'll do that tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but tomorrow game day, if you know what I mean. So, that's about it for today. So we click on the companies tab, I think, and railroad, locations, finance, milestones. Somewhere in here, there's a sleepy button. There we go. Sleep. There we go. It's night time. Reputation maintained at 110%. It's day 3. It's 6 a.m. We've got 14 new cars to deal with. We've got a bunch of them out on the railroad with nothing to do because they'll be empty now. But that's what I'm going to do for today. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to save. And we're going to quit. And that'll be it for today. So we're up to day 3 of the Train Simulator Driver Railroader, and we will no doubt come back to this regularly. Sometimes it'll be a stream, sometimes I'll make a video of it. I think I will run each day as one or the other. I don't know how many people will watch a 2.5 hour long video when I make those, but should be good. Tomorrow I'll be around with Tram Simulator. Oops, here's my call. I've got to go. So tomorrow, Tram Simulator. Enjoy, folks. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.